We've all seen them, those slickly edited motivational videos. The story of the entrepreneur who was broke for 40 years and finally achieved everything just before they retired. And for a fleeting moment, maybe 15 seconds, you feel a pinch, a jolt of inspiration. You think, okay, it's not too late for me, I'm not too old. And then the video ends. The music fades, you put your phone down, and you're left alone with that same quiet, nagging voice in your head, the one that whispers, you're behind, you're too old to start. I know that feeling intimately. I remember so many nights lying in bed for hours, staring at the ceiling while my mind would just race. I'd scroll through Instagram and see other video producers, other freelancers who were younger than me, who appeared to be more successful than me. And that horrible voice would start. Why them? Why is it so easy for everyone else and so hard for me? Why me? It's the victim mentality. It's a poison that makes you the center of your own miserable universe. Those questions would just nag at me for hours while I was trying to fall asleep. I'd spent money I barely had on coaching calls with business consultants, getting hyped up for an hour, feeling like I could conquer the world. And then the next morning, the same heavy feeling of being behind would be sitting right there on my chest, waiting for me. It's like the great Roman philosopher Seneca said, it's not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. I was so focused on how hard it was, I wasn't taking the right actions. That feeling of emptiness is real. And it's because those external stories of success are like being a kid on Christmas morning. The sheer ecstasy of tearing open the presents, but by the next afternoon the toys are in the corner and the excitement is totally gone. You realize the things weren't what actually made you happy. Those motivational videos are the same. They give you a hit of hope, but they don't solve the underlying problem. So I'm going to tell you something that other videos won't. If you're having those thoughts now, you will probably always have those thoughts for the rest of your life. Some of us are just wired that way. That little voice that says you're behind, I've come to believe that's not a curse. It's the engine. It's the part of you that refuses to settle. It's the part that knows you're capable of more and it's impatient to see you prove it. The problem is we misinterpret the signal. We think it's telling us we've failed, when what's it really telling us is it's time to find a better game to play. So, are we just supposed to stay miserable with this voice in our head forever? Absolutely not. It's not about silencing the voice. It's about changing your perspective on what it's telling you. It's about learning to use it as a compass. Now, before we try to fix this feeling, let's just zoom out for a second. Let's get some perspective here, because as creators, as humans, we are actually very terrible at this. We live with our faces pressed up against the glass of our own ambition. So right now, if you're watching this on a personal device in a home with electricity and running water, you are living a life that kings and queens of the past could not have even dreamed of. If you earn more than $30,000 a year, you are in the top 5% earners on planet Earth. If you have access to the internet, you hold in your hand a tool with more power and opportunity than the entire world possessed just a generation ago. This isn't about making you feel guilty or something. This is about establishing a baseline of truth. Your starting line, the place you think is so far behind, is actually a finish line that billions of people will never reach. We have to start from that place of radical gratitude. Because without it, any success basically you achieve will feel just as empty as those Christmas morning toys. But gratitude alone doesn't build a future. That feeling of being too old isn't just random anxiety. It is actually a powerful high-fidelity signal. It's your gut, your soul, whatever you want to call it, telling you that one of two critical things is profoundly wrong in your life right now. So the first possibility, and a very real one, is that you are simply going in the wrong direction. You're climbing a ladder that's leaned against the wrong wall. For years, I was on that ladder. I chased things that weren't for me. I tried e-commerce, tried crypto, tried all sorts of different businesses because I thought that's what you were supposed to do to get ahead. But it felt hollow. Every failure, every setback didn't feel like a lesson. It felt like a sort of judgment. It confirmed my fear that I was getting older and running out of time. I was chasing someone else's definition of success, and my soul was actually rejecting it. But the second, and the one I think is far more common for ambitious people like us, is this: you don't have enough good problems. I mean, you're bored. Your brain, this incredible problem-solving machine that is designed to overcome obstacles and build things, is just idle. And an idle, powerful brain defaults to its easiest problem, itself. It starts to chew on anxieties, on insecurities, on the past. The feeling of being too old is often just a symptom of not having a mission that is big enough to consume you. Take me, for example. When I finally quit my job at 31 years old to build my freelance business, a business built on a skill I already had, everything changed. I suddenly had a flood of good problems. How do I land this client? How do I light the scene? How do I edit this project to tell a compelling story? How do I actually leverage this insane new AI tool to deliver results my competitors can't? And then suddenly I stopped thinking about my age. I didn't have time to think about that. My brain was lit up. It was engaged in solving puzzles that I genuinely cared about. The feeling of being too old is actually a luxury emotion. It disappears the moment you are fully engaged in a difficult, meaningful pursuit. And on that note, let me be brutally honest here about something for a second. Your mind cannot feel young if your body feels old. The fastest way to fight mental stagnation is with physical motion. Go to the gym, go for a run, join a sports team. This is non-negotiable. Energy creates energy. You cannot think your way out of a problem that you need to act your way out of. Alright, enough of the talking. So let's get tactical here. Let's make this real. Here are 5 concrete ways you can combat this feeling. Rewire your thinking and reclaim your personal timeline. Number 1, launch a good problem project. Tonight, not next week, not when you feel ready, I mean tonight. Dedicate 1 hour to starting a project with a steep learning curve. It could be finally setting up that freelance profile on Upwork or maybe Fiverr. It could be spending 1 hour learning that new AI software. Pick a challenge that is so engaging it starves your anxiety of the oxygen it needs to survive. Action is the antidote to despair. Second, intentionally become a beginner. Go learn something you will be utterly terrible at. It could be a musical instrument, a new language, coding, dancing, anything. When you are a complete fumbling beginner at something, you are actually forced to accept that your timeline is just starting. It's a humbling and incredibly powerful way to reset your perspective. You're actually not 34 and behind. You're day 1 at learning Spanish. It reconnects you with the joy of slow, incremental progress. Third, aggressively curate your inputs. Your social media feed is programming your mind. If your feed is full of 22-year-olds in Dubai renting Lamborghinis, you are designing a life of misery for yourself. You are comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 10, and it's a game you will never ever win. Go on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube right now and unfollow them all of them. Instead, find and follow people in their 40s, 50s and 60s who are at the absolute top of their game. Seek out the real masters, the real OGs. Change the algorithm of your own mind and you will change your perception of time. Fourth, conduct a reverse-aging audit. This is very, very simple actually, and it's very, very powerful. Every Sunday, take 2 minutes and write down one thing you did that week that your 25-year-old self would think it's incredibly cool. It could be something like, I signed a new client, I learned how to use an AI editing tool, I finally quit my job. When you look back, you realize you aren't stagnating, you are actually accumulating wisdom, skills and power. You are becoming more dangerous and not less. And finally, number 5, master the art of detached action. So here's the final and most important rule. The universe does not care about your mood. Motivation is a myth. Inspiration is a fleeting luxury. If you wait until you feel feel ready, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. The secret is not to fight the sadness or the anxiety, it's to take it with you as a passenger. Do the work while you're sad, edit the video while you feel like an imposter, send the client proposal while you're terrified. Your feelings are of course real, but they are not in charge. Your actions are in charge. There's stuff that needs to be done no matter what. Do it sad, do it tired, do it scared, just do it. Nothing changes if you don't act. That feeling of being too old or behind in life might never go away completely. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's the fuel, it's a signal to check your direction, to find better problems, to get moving and to start building. You have the perspective, you have the experience, the game is just getting started. So I have a question for you. Leave a comment below and tell me one thing you're going to start this week, no matter your age. I'll be reading every single one. Thanks for watching. Now go build something.